Hi, good morning, everybody. You see me looking down a lot. It's because I'm looking at my phone. I got it paired with this GoPro so I can see what I'm doing. So anyway, this is Tuesday, September 7th that I'm recording this. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning maybe. But anyway, a lot on my mind this morning. One thing, we just, Sunday got back from a flying trip down to Louisiana to bring my friend Josh's family back. Wow, what a trip. It went pretty much uneventful. We left here Thursday, went down, made it there by Friday, I don't know, afternoon sometime. And, I guess it was more Friday evening. But anyway, it was early. I don't know. It's too long ago. I slept since then. But anyway, we got them loaded up and we made it back home Sunday afternoon. We got them delivered to where they're going to stay, like I said, Sunday afternoon. And then we went and had some Woody's wood-fired pizza there in Joplin, Missouri. It's pretty good. Got to see some things, just driving by. We didn't stop for anything, but like I said, uneventful trip as far as, didn't break anything. No breakdowns, no flat tires, nothing like that. So that went pretty good, a little emotional. But anyway, we got that taken care of. Yesterday was a down day, just, after that long trip and everything. We got up, took the trailer back home where it belonged. And okay, gonna try this again. Had some cats and dogs was trying to become a nuisance here. So anyway, yeah, that trip went pretty good. Yesterday, a down day. We just kind of did the bare minimum around here. Strung out, just tired, wore out. I don't know, however you want to say it. So okay, let's see if I can get through this. Interruptions. Rhonda wanted to know what was going on. Anyway, got that all settled, I hope. So, enjoyed my down day. Now I'm being invaded by the... Flip this around and show you all those hummingbirds. Look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. They're crazy. All hyped up on sugar water. Okay, so anyway, still got sleep in my eyes. Today, I'm gonna have to get some stuff done around here. I took a vacation day from work because I wasn't sure how long that trip was gonna take. Just wanted to make sure we left a good buffer zone there. So today I got stuff I gotta get done. Some tractor mowing maybe. I don't know, I definitely got to finish up that bathroom floor to the point I can. But I want to take some time here this morning and talk about, I don't know, I can't remember. If I have, y'all can ignore this part, I don't know. Well, there's an update to it. Anyway, a local meat processor, fairly local, I don't know, 30, 40 miles away maybe, posted on good old Facebook the other day that the government, I think it was the FDA, was going to pull their inspector out of Golden City Meat facility if they didn't meet the mask mandate. Well, there was a lot of things that happened that they were talking about. Golden City Meats, I've not been over there, I've not used them. So I don't know the whole situation over there. I don't know what it's like over there, but they're building, they're adding on, I gather from their post. And they also have a daycare facility. Well, you know, the government come in and you got to do this and you got to do that and this and that and the other. And Golden City Meats pushed back a little bit, and they got some of the restrictions taken away. But anyone that came in contact with the FDA inspector had to wear a mask, and I guess they balked at that. So the government pulled their FDA inspector. Now, you know, was this really about the inspector's safety like they say? I don't know. I have my doubts because I've seen a lot of information about how the mask don't work. And, you know, okay, good thing I'm not monetized. Let's say this. Okay, I work in a different facility with the company I work for now, where we worked with lead products all the time. I mean, that's what they did. It was a lead products facility until they closed it down. And we had to wear a respirator. Our blood was checked once a week, I believe. And if your lead levels was too much, they pulled you out. And, you know, you had to shave every day, which, as you can see, was a problem for me. But I did it, you know. We had to wear a respirator. And it had to filter out, it looked like smoke, but they tested you, test fit your regulator, and they would do this fairly often. I can't remember what it was over 20 years ago, but they would blow this kind of smoke, and if it made you cough, then they had to adjust the respirator. So, you know, lead's bad. You don't want lead poison. So anyway, but my point is, if you that respirator filtered out smoke. Most of these masks, your bandana, your store-bought mask, your particulate mask you can go buy wherever, they're not going to filter that out. If they don't filter out smoke, they're not going to filter out a virus. Okay? So they're just not what some people want you to believe they are. They're all about giving some people, oh, well, we're doing something, you know, and, you know, it's just doesn't work. But anyway, moving on from that. So they have pulled the inspector out of Golden City Meats. Now, I haven't heard from any other processors. I probably ought to get on the phone and talk to them or see if they'll talk to me. I don't know. But my concern here is there's quite a few people out here anymore because they can make more money, that are using these small processors to process their meat. It's to sell it by the cut. I mean, we've got, I can think of two right off the top of my head that have stores that sell direct to the public. I mean, Coal Valley Meats over in Cherokee, Kansas, they control their process from start to finish. They breed the cows, they raise the cows, they butcher and process the cows, they package it for resale or for sale. It wouldn't be resale because, you know, they control the whole process. But anyway, and then they sell it in their storefront and at farmers markets. And this kind of got, and a lot of people last year discovered these kind of things. It was a growing trend anyway as far as the consumer side of it, where consumers found these places when Walmart was running out of meat or wherever else couldn't get meat. You know, they found these places that were still, they had meat, and then they found out it was a better quality of meat than what you go to the store for. So I was talking with a Facebook friend when I first posted about Golden City Meats, and you know, this friend's thought process was that, and you know, it's going to be true for a while, but they can't control. Wait, I'm getting confused here. I'm probably being confusing, not so much confused. But anyway, here's my hypothesis as it is. I think this is government overreach. It's more a push to the socialism thing, where if you don't play ball with us, well, then we will take away your livelihood, you know, until you do decide you're going to play. And it's absolutely wrong, you know. Saying a lot. That's because I'm trying to think what I want to say next. Anyway, this all concerns me. You know, over a mask, you're going to shut down all this free enterprise. You know, some farmers have found ways to where they can get what their food is worth, what the meat is worth, you know, and they don't have to go through corporate America. Now, I'm not anti-corporation, I'm not, you know, but excuse me, sinuses are draining. They don't have to go through the normal corporate channels to get their product to the people. It's a step backwards, but it's a good step backwards, to where you can go talk to the people using Coal Valley meat again. I hope that this doesn't bother them. I don't know that they watch, but anyway, I'm just using them as an example. That's a family-run business, you know. Like I said, we talked to the lady at the farmer's market, and seemed like really nice people. Her husband and her son, they take care of the raising the meat, the processing, the packaging, and she does the retail side. So, you know, it's a family business you've got there that is feeding a family, not just is feeding that family and paying their bills, but it's also feeding other families right in their community, you know, which is the way this used to work. Is that, you know, you bought either you went and bought straight from the farmer a cow and had it butchered, or you went to your local butcher who had bought straight from the cow and butchered it and cut it up, and you bought just the cuts you wanted, which to me is a much better system. For those of you who are worried about the environment, most of these folks use rotational grazing, which is better for the actual land. They leave the cattle there, and once they've eaten all of that, which is, you know, they put it to where it's got 1 or 2 days worth, and then they move them onto another pasture, paddock, pasture, whatever you want to call it, and then they eat that clear and they move on. And a lot of them, like Greg Judy, he's on YouTube, got some great information on this stuff. But he runs these cows through, then he runs these sheep through, and the sheep eat what the cows won't, plus they destroy each other's parasites. So he's got, doesn't have to excuse me, doesn't have to invest a lot in putting chemicals in your animal's body to get rid of the parasites. Is better for the land. Just, you know, plus, you know, everybody's all upset about the carbon that the vehicles put out. It's not trucked all the way across the country, you know. It's usually within a few miles of where it was grown. So it's, to me, it's just a better system. You know, I'm not a big global warming, what's the new term? Anyway, it'll come to me later. Dang it, drives me nuts. But anyway, this concerns me. Like I said, I've kind of got off on a couple of rabbit trails here, but the bottom line, the government pulling the USDA, that's it, was not the FDA, the USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture. You have to have that USDA stamp on your labels and on your meat before you can sell it retail. You can give all of it away you want, but you cannot sell it. I suggest that anybody that's concerned about this kind of stuff, go find Joel Salatin. Whether if you're a reader, go find his books. If not, there's, my goodness, he's everywhere. You know, just put Joel Salatin into the search engine on YouTube or whatever search engine you want to use. YouTube is not a search engine, I understand that. I don't need to be corrected, but they have a search engine in YouTube which will link you to videos with Joel Salatin. And you know, why does I mean, I know some safety minded person, let's say, is going to, well, you know, they make sure the meat is safe. Is it really? I mean, how many recalls do we get a year on vegetables alone that, you know, have some kind of issue with E. coli. Chicken, you've seen it. Almost all your big chicken producers have had a recall on chicken at some point or another. And it's the same with pork or whatever. These big processing plants, I just don't think they're as clean and sanitary as they could be. And we'll leave it there. I'm not calling any particular one out. Just knowing that I've worked for bigger companies, and it seems the bigger the company, the more likely it is to have people working there that doesn't care. Also to have people in management, or, ownership, whatever, that just doesn't care as much as they should. Okay. Now you take my local processor over here, Schroeder Meat. They're in the community where they sell their products, and services. So they have to, they see the people face to face that are their customers. So a lot of their business is driven on reputation. So they have to maintain quality products, quality service, So, but here's what I'm taking from all of this. We need to get our government under control. And I've said when I started this, I wasn't going to get political. Well, this isn't a Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian point of view. That is pretty much a Libertarian point of view. But this is getting out of hand. I understand the sickness, that's what I've been calling it on YouTube. Anyway, the sickness is real. I understand that. But I don't think the government's plans for getting it under control are working. Whoops, where was that? Anyway, I just don't see it. It seems like the jab, as they call it, which, how is that supposed to make you feel comfortable and going to get it? Oh, we're going to jab you. Yeah, no. Anyway, it seems like the jab is causing a bigger problem in that it is causing mutations. And if you go out and do a little research, you don't have to do a lot, and you'll find it. But until the sickness came along and took over the media's mindset, and their focus, that's what I'm looking for, the media's focus. We were having a problem with antibiotics being prescribed too much, and then all of these different bugs were mutating in a way that the antibiotics weren't as effective as they should have been. And so here, I am not a doctor. If you don't feel good, go to the doctor, get checked out. I mean, the sickness is real, and don't get me wrong. So, but I just think it's being handled incorrectly. And I'm not telling anyone Go get jabbed, don't go get jabbed. That's your choice, and I'm not going to tell anyone, oh, you shouldn't have done that, or you should do that. That's up to you. I honestly believe that the people in the United States, with all the access to information that we have, should be able to make an educated choice. Either way, it doesn't matter to me, you know, just do the research. Don't trust the government. I mean, asbestos, DDT, and that list goes on of scientifically approved products that turned out to be bad for you. So just do your research, do what you feel is best for you and your family. Like I said, and there's so many options that, you know, you remember the hydrochloroquine and the big deal over that. And it works when it's caught early enough. The way I understand it, you know, what I'm doing right now, besides talking on this video and ranting about the government, fresh air and sunshine. People do not, and go do some research on the Spanish flu of 1918. Just go do the research. Go read about it. You know, they were locking people in hospital rooms, and, you know, they were dying. They got so overwhelmed, the hospitals did, they set up tents, and, you know, they took extra care on cleaning these tents, and they would move the patients outside in the fresh air and sunshine while they cleaned out the tent, and they found out those people recovered faster. So do yourself a favor, just go get some fresh air and sunshine. Go sit on the front porch for 20, 30 minutes, whatever. It is not a cure. I am not a doctor, but it will help. Okay? Remember, I am not a doctor, but I've done a little bit of research. And, you know, fresh air and sunshine is good for you no matter what. Just, you know, you should be doing that anyway. And remember, if you're in a house, this is summertime. It's interesting that this peaked in the summertime to me, you know, both times. The experts claimed that it was going to peak in the wintertime, which I kind of thought it would too. So, but I think, remember, this is my theory. Go do your research. But I think the deal is that in the summertime it's hot, and most of us just aren't used to the heat anymore. I mean, I'm just as guilty as anybody else. I work in a climate-controlled facility, you know, and the air conditioner there is set at 55 degrees, and it usually stays about 60. So it's you see what I mean, you know. So everybody, oh, we're quarantined, we got to stay home in the house. No, get out of your house. That air conditioner just recirculating that same old air you're breathing, and, you know, get out of the house, get some fresh air. Don't go be around people. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, oh, run down to Walmart and blah, blah, blah. No. Sit on your porch, you know, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, half a day, whatever feels good to you. You know, and this is not a cure. It will not cure it, but it sure will help you get better faster. And, you know, I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor about it. Anyway, okay. So, this is all scary to me, people. It really does scare me. And it's not just the virus. That's worrisome. It is. I'm not dismissing this at all. It's real. People get sick, and it affects different people different ways. And if you have a pre-existing condition, diabetes, heart problems, whatever, you're overweight, you know, but none of these are a guarantee that you won't get it. Okay, if you don't have any, okay, this stuff is weird. It really is weird. So My concern is the steps that the government's taking to alleviate this. Okay, quarantine someone that's sick. Absolutely, I agree with that. But don't shut the whole country down. And there's talk of that happening again. Don't go shutting down our food sources, the local food sources. You know. But anyway, like I say, go research this stuff, people. Get on the internet. Use whatever search engine you prefer. Personally, I prefer DuckDuckGo. I am not endorsed by them, but I would accept one if they wanted to. Anyway, so we're probably over 30 minutes now, so I probably should shut this off. Most of you probably haven't listened this long anyway. Let's all look out for each other. Let's help each other when we can, and let's pray. Let's pray for each other. We need prayers, each and every one of us. So, if you've watched this far, thank you. I appreciate it very much. And be sure you hit that like button. I forget to say that. And subscribe if you haven't. Later.